We are It's Just a Hill, a cycling club that promotes inclusion, judgment-free, with no gatekeepers. Focused on creating content from behind the handlebars to in the studio, It's Just a Hill is producing videos and podcasts to spread the message that cycling is for everyone. We are focused on reminding everyone that riding your bike can help you overcome any obstacle, because after all, it's just a hill.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the It's Just a Hill Cycling Podcast. Wow, my hands are crossed like I'm ready for church. This is church. This is my church. This podcast is my church. I am Jon Stenning, and I am here with fellow IJAH members and my good friends Cal, Goodhouse, Jeremy Newman, Brian Cauti. Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, John.
Welcome to the first podcast of 2023. I also have written down here, it has been too long. You know, it's been too long.
It has been.
When was the last podcast? I don't know. November.
I think it might have been you guys.
Yeah. Who? Cal and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sam, I think we had.
Sam and Brian.
Yeah.
Was it Brian?
I don't remember. I didn't look back. Maybe I should have done that.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been too long. So like, yeah, thinking of anything come to mind when you look back on 2022? Is there anything that you were like really was like your standout? I guess it doesn't have to be cycling, but this is a cycling podcast. Anything that like or maybe things that you're proud of, goals that you had. I mean, not to put you guys on the spot. I don't think I really gave you the heads up on this one, but I mean, yeah. Anything comes to mind? Things you're proud of? Things you look back on fondly of 2022?
Yeah, well, best Tour de France ever.
Yes, best tour ever. Sure.
And getting to cover it with you on the pod was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
You did have a really good Tour de France.
Yeah,
it was a good tour. Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the highlight of my cycling season was the Greylock ride we all did together.
Yeah.
That was probably the most challenging century I did all year, and just getting to spend a weekend up in the Berkshires with a bunch of friends was great.
Yeah, hell yeah. Greylock. Guys, can I put you on the spot or no?
Yeah, sure. I should have gone first because Greylock was going to be
That's
mine
fine.
too.
That's fine.
I thought Greylock was super
Brian,
fun.
anything else? You can just say Greylock.
I was going to say Greylock again.
Yeah,
I mean,
Greylock,
the whole
move on.
thing, even just doing the ride and then just like the hangs. But then also Overland was like a lot of fun for me.
Overland was a lot of fun. Who signed up for that? Cal, you are not, right?
Correct.
The other three of us are. But
Yes.
and we all want to do Greylock again, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Over all of them.
Yeah, because
We got to get that same Airbnb. I want to be chilling in a hot tub.
we can get the same Airbnb.
You think the Klondike bars are still there?
more people are gonna do you think what happens if more people want to come? Because we're kind of at the limit.
I'm calling everyone out right now. I don't think anyone else is going to want to come.
You don't think
So this
anyone
is
other
me
than us and Noah?
And Noah, I'm calling you all out right now.
Okay, is this like a reverse psychology you're trying to do?
Yes.
I like this. Maybe there's an Airbnb next door.
I was talking to Brian about it yesterday,
Uh-huh.
so I'm trying to make him come.
Yeah,
So,
great.
BSP.
Yeah,
I know
Greylock.
you're gonna edit this.
Yeah, he is gonna edit this. Greylock it was in July last year, like July 30th. And the year before it was like also the end of July.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor it's gonna be in June this year.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I don't like I haven't confirmed it, but someone
Is there a reason?
no. I had something to do with the availability of a venue. I don't know if it was the same venue. We started at like Shire Brew House or whatever 2 years in a row. Yeah. So we're going to want to try to do that. A few of us are going to do Overland again. That's in August. There's some other things that I know we're signed up for. Most recently? No. What's the one that's next? What is that? What would you call that?
Notchog Epic.
Yeah.
March 26th.
Yeah, that's March 26th. Looking forward to that. Has everyone done that before? Cal, have you done that before?
I have not.
Yeah, that should be fun. It's in the Thompson, Connecticut area, a.k.a. the Quiet Corner of Connecticut. Why do they call it that?
I don't know.
The race is called the Quiet Hell.
Quiet Hell.
It's a segment race. Yeah.
Was pretty quiet.
Last year, you guys crashed.
I don't
Well,
remember
Bad
that.
Omen?
When? Did
You
we?
don't remember that? Yeah, because you hit your head. That's what happens. We talked about it on
Jeremy
the podcast,
crashed,
so you
I
can't
dragged his
you
bike.
can't like get around it.
Yeah, I'm trying to crash again.
You're trying to crash again? That's
no,
cool.
actually, no.
Yeah, it was segments last year, and I personally, I'm not to put anyone on blast. I thought the segments were a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I thought so.
They were. That's why we crashed. That's
Were we-
literally the
yeah,
reason we crashed.
Yeah, we were in a segment when we crashed, but we like...
There was a turn with no mark
Yeah.
of there being a turn.
yeah.
I mean, it was mostly my fault because
It was-
I locked up on my
It
brakes.
was Brian's fault.
Is this the first time he's admitted to it?
Yeah.
Is
no,
it?
I think,
It's on
no,
record.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
He did say my bad.
If someone
on
is
camera.
drafting your wheel at full speed,
Oh, he did say my bad. I'll get
don't lock up on your brakes.
It was like a sharp. I'm not like a sharp left, but it was a sudden left, like at a downhill.
Yeah, cement or it was pavement going
To
into dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if we like shot that corner, could have gone bad.
I hope that corner's in it again.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't. I'm actually on the event page right now. I don't know.
You got any highlights you want to shout out about Natchog Epic? That's on there.
Any highlights?
How long is it? It's like 75 miles or something.
It's 82 miles.
Yeah, it was
Too
82
long.
miles last year.
Why? That's too long.
Why is that too long?
That's long.
You're gonna.
It's
March, that's a
82
pretty long
miles,
race.
82 and a half miles with 18 unpaved sectors and a minimum of 5 timed segments.
Oh, a minimum of 5. Nice. Keep you on your toes. You show up, there's going to be 12 or something.
Yeah, and 4,600 feet. So that's not, the elevation gain isn't terrible considering it's 82 miles.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
Which I thought it was way more than that.
Me too. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be generally the same course, even though I
Yeah.
do think it changes a little bit from here to there.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
looking forward to it.
it was a little different from the year before too, right? Because you guys wrote it.
Yeah, we wrote it like after the fact. I
That
knew
was
some
a
people
different
that did
route,
it, and
though.
it was slightly different. The one we did was like shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Really?
65 or something.
Huh.
Yeah.
Last year? Oh,
No,
the one that you
we did. The
Oh,
first
gotcha,
time.
gotcha.
Because we had just like heard about it.
Yeah.
It was when I was like first like really getting into bikes. I think is
Yeah.
like when or at least gravel for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, there's this race," and I was like, "Oh, it was last weekend," and then we just like went and did it anyway. Yeah, it was nice. We went to go stop at a coffee stop and it was closed. We were shit out of luck. It
It
sucked.
was closed, yeah.
It sucked. It was there's nothing out there. It's the quiet corner of
The
Connecticut.
the
That's why
intro
they call
to the event notes says, beginners discouraged, novices warned, weather be damned.
Oh, sounds like a sea shanty.
Yeah.
You know, like a pirate. Weather be damned. I have next on the calendar mixtape. I don't know if anyone here is. It's full up. I mixtape. I did it last year. It's
Did we
April
sign up for
16th
that?
this year.
Did you sign up for that?
No.
There is a wait list for it.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. I put it in my cart today just for fun.
The
but
wait
I-
list?
Yeah, but I didn't.
That's fun for you.
Yeah.
What else do you do for fun?
Just adds things to his
Add
cart.
things to his cart.
I build a lot of carts.
Free wait
to
lists
see-
on Bike
to
Reg.
See how much stuff is.
Do you have anything in your cart on Bike Reg right now?
It was just that.
Oh,
I did it today, but I didn't want to commit to it yet because it's $95, and I mean,
Yeah.
that's not bad. But I mean, you did it last year. Do you think it's worth $95?
No. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Sorry. No, I know. Shit's too expensive. That's too expensive.
What do you think's worth its price?
What? How much is Natchog? Like 50-ish, right?
Yeah.
No,
that was the
Natchog
coup-
was like
Yikes.
$85.
50 with that coupon.
$85.
Yeah, but I didn't get the coupon.
But you get
You didn't get that coupon?
no, because I was one of the ones that got
Oh.
the coupon.
Oh
I think
yeah.
you were still supposed to get 30% or $30 back.
I saw that, actually.
refund if
Yeah.
you gave it to somebody.
It's $85. You get food after and a beer if you drink beer.
I remember the food
So-
was decent last year. I remember the rest stops were not great. I have been vocally upset about the rest stops before. This is not the first time
grilled
you've heard it.
cheese
Yeah, it was grilled cheese, and I just can't get behind
with
that.
bacon on it.
I can't get behind that. I got
Yeah.
sick with grilled cheese
That's
once.
pretty gnarly.
on a ride.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's not the best.
like PTSD.
I actually ended up going into that store and buying something, which they were encouraging because
which
I
is
guess
fine.
she
It was a like general store in the middle of nowhere.
yeah
Yeah.
to support that. So
Yeah.
I bought like an apple pie.
Yeah, I went into and bought something. I mean, that's I don't mind doing that. So yeah, no. What is? That's a good question. What do you think is worth the price tag? Do you think Overland's worth the price tag?
No.
It's expensive. How much did we pay this year?
It's-
175 now.
I
Yeah.
forgot about it already. I don't
So
want to
here's
think about it.
So I think like that whole like atmosphere and like camping out the whole weekend is
Yeah.
worth it, but I think you shouldn't have to buy your food. Like I think breakfast, lunch, and dinner should be
Sure.
included.
Yeah, because what's
Maybe
included? Just the meal afterwards.
Just the meal
right?
after.
This year,
And a
hats
beer.
included.
And yeah, this year you get a
But
hat,
the
but
price
that's
went
why
up
they raised the
$25.
price.
So that's it.
Next year it's gonna be Woodstock.
You're buying a
99.
hat still.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh, the
like-
hat's free, but you got to pay $25 extra.
It was fun. You're right. It was fun. We met fun people. Like the s'mores thing was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool to like see different vendors and stuff and like get maple creamies. Like that was fun.
Yeah, it was
Like,
expensive,
expensive.
but I mean, they know what they're doing. It's a
True.
it's a, they're there to make money, but also do a cool race.
Yeah. So that
it was challenging, and I don't know. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, no, that's fun. It's in August. We're doing it again. Yeah.
There are going to be like 500 less people this year.
500 less.
Wow.
I don't know how much that affects me personally.
Well, I think
like 500 people didn't like pass me. You know what I mean? Like there was like people just because the group that started was so big. There's so many people behind us.
Yeah. Well, what I was getting at is
personally I would start closer to the front this year.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on. What are we training for, baby?
Yeah. But yeah, it was kind of sketchy.
It's January.
It was kind of sketchy where we started.
Yeah. Okay, so let's rewind it a little bit. Greylock Century, either June or July. Rhode Island accent. Farmer's Daughter Gravel Grinder is May 21st. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That's out in like Chatham, New York, just
Yeah, it's
over
gonna be
like the
fun.
New York, Massachusetts line.
Are you doing that, Cal?
No, I got my college reunion that weekend.
Wow.
actually.
Damn.
College reunion?
15 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's that?
he's dating himself.
Wheaton College up in Norton, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Nice.
Everything is sold out. Wave 1, 2, and 3.
A Farmer's Daughter?
Yeah.
How big of a field is that?
1,200 participants.
Holy moly.
Yikes.
Did you do that last year?
65
I signed up
miles.
for it. I didn't do it. I like transferred.
This is
it.
like
That's right,
this
that's right.
sounds like it's how many feet was overland?
I don't know.
This sounds roughly the same.
Between
65 miles with
6,000.
6,000 feet of climbing. 45 miles will be gravel.
I can't wait. I'm very excited. I've never ridden out there. I mean, other than Greylock, which is like Pittsfield, so it's a little bit further east.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the trails are going to be like out there.
Yeah.
It says maintain gravel and some sections of off-road,
Fucked up road.
Fucked up road. Yeah.
whatever that means.
Yeah.
Some sections of off-road.
Yeah. Trails, rocky. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be, I don't know. I don't want to say Vermont adjacent, but I've never ridden gravel out there, but it can't be too different.
It is nice out there. I've ridden.
What if it's really different?
I've ridden.
Don't even know how to stand
road
up on
in
your
that
bike.
area.
The gravity's different.
Yeah, the gravity's a little different over
It's a
there.
little different over there.
The route is on Ride with GPS.
Already?
Yeah, it's on here. For some reason, the link isn't letting me.
Price tag was a little bit better for that one, I think.
Yeah,
Reasonable. Also, there's
$85.
But there's an ice cream truck I heard about, and there are burritos, and that's all. There's a lot of stuff like included with this one. Hey, it makes me feel good.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Not just like fucking corn. Overland's gonna give you like one half of a cob of corn, and like just gonna move on. You want some shrimp? Here are 4 shrimps. You just did one of the hardest rides of your life. Here are 4 shrimps.
And the line.
Yeah, the line
to get
The line
food.
was whack.
Fuck. We gave them our money already.
Yeah.
It's not for in 7 months.
My mom lives right near there.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Will we get to see your mom? Hope so.
Yeah, she actually wants to volunteer.
Oh hell yeah!
We were talking about it. I was
So,
like,
I
I don't know if you want to do that, but if you want
Pretty
to,
chaotic.
it's very chaotic.
Yeah.
I think if you volunteer, you should get a free
Something.
slot for the following year.
Oh, okay. So this is his ploy.
So next
Get
year,
my
I'm racing
mom.
as Donna Cauti.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Get his mom to volunteer so that he can get himself.
She brought it up.
That happens though. Isn't that how, like how Unbound works? Like if you volunteer at Unbound, you
But
get
that's not
priority
how
next
Vermont
year.
Overland
well.
works.
That's a great idea.
It is.
Definitely.
That would encourage people to volunteer
Yep.
because it is a cool place to just go hang out. I would have a really hard time going to something like that and not riding,
doing it. Yeah.
But like I don't know, you could still ride.
Yeah, you could bring your bike and just ride.
Yeah, just ride the day before, volunteer on the day, ride a little bit after, maybe. I don't know. Still like fun.
Yeah.
Hand out corn.
The corn man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Farmer's Daughter route. It doesn't look like you don't really hit any major climbs till like 21 miles in.
How do you? So what? Like, if you had a choice, would you put all the hills at the beginning, all of them at the end, or would you split them up evenly? Cal, how do you feel about that?
Ooh, I'd split them up evenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Even rollers, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even.
I would say beginning and middle.
Yeah. Give it to me all the way. First climb, boom, straight up. Let's go. Get it out of the way.
The starting line's on
Yep.
a mountain.
It's out of mountain.
They need to make more races like that marathon race.
Oh,
What
the
is
downhill?
that? There's a downhill marathon race, and what is
Boston
it?
qualifier.
Is it in Washington?
Yeah, is that where it was?
It's downhill the whole way.
The whole way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
How
like
steep?
It's not
It's
significant.
like very
It's
slight.
like-
If you look at it's just like a very slight downhill.
yeah, what's
Does
that?
that like affect your body in a different way as people that
It's
run?
just less.
I don't know.
It would.
But I don't
kill
want to bring
me.
up running, but
Knees.
I'm just picturing how hilarious that would be on a bike.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Well, there is, I think, there is like a downhill race
In like San Francisco?
No,
Start at the top.
from like Mont Blanc or something like that,
Oh,
up in
okay.
France. Yeah.
Start at the top.
Yeah.
It's odd because, I mean, I guess like if you think of like professional racing, a lot of like the best stages end at the top of mountains.
Right.
And not to talk about professional racing too much, but there's a significant lack of stages that end on mountaintops this year in like the pro races, because the towns that like rally for having the stages like end in their town, like put a lot of money behind it, like are never at the tops of mountains, they're at the bottom. So they race to the tops and then they're like descend 5 miles. It's not as, I mean, no pun intended, it's not freaking climactic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people want to see, like, climbing is sick, especially when everyone's like on the road and like.
Yeah, at the end of a stage, you know, okay, we're going to go up to Alpe d'Huez, but afterwards we're going to go down 3K to the fucking closest town where the cafe is. I don't know. Just fucking do that after. I don't know. But a couple other things. Tour de Rodi, hoping again. That's in like September.
Definitely.
I'd like to do the Cycle for Cystic Fibrosis ride again. I thought that was like nice. Yeah. You know, Brian St. Pierre won. So shout out to Brian. Jamestown. I want to do Jamestown again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
did it last
definitely
year.
want to do that.
I want to do it again this year.
Yeah, why didn't we do that? Did it conflict with something?
I want to say it was the weekend after bikepacking or something like that.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
would have
right.
been gone. I was gone anyways.
He was in Vermont. His mom was up there.
No, I went to New Hampshire.
Oh,
Your mom
close
lives in
enough.
Vermont?
Yeah.
Nothing else really. So those are the ones that are like on our calendar. I heard about this ride, the Rule of Threes ride. Mike Wincup, who like helps us with our Pactimo jerseys, with our kits. He told me about this ride. It's in Bentonville, which I think is in, where's Bentonville? Arkansas?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
It's called the Rule of Thirds. The tagline is tarmac, gravel, single track. So 1/3 of it is each. Apparently, like every bike is the wrong bike. It's one of those rides, you know. But it seems interesting.
It looks sick.
Yeah, it's on May 20th, and registration is February 1st. I don't think it'll happen. My dad also mentioned there's like Grand Fondo, Florida. My dad would like love for me to come to Florida and like ride my bike, and that'd be nice. But that's another one. It's like $125, just like a lot for just do like some 100-mile ride. Can't we just you can just ride your bike.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Some other people mentioned, well, we were talking about Rasputista a little bit, Masochista, right? Which we're not really sure what's up on.
I just opened Rasputista's page here.
Are you considering it?
I don't know. $150, 60 miles with 7,000 feet of climbing, includes post-race meal, chip timing, a marked course, live music, and aid stations.
Oh, live music? Who the fuck is going to do that?
It is not sold out yet.
Yeah. Live music, just don't list that. Like, I'm not coming. Oh, shit. Rasputista has live music. Masochista doesn't. Guess which one I'm signing up for? Said no one. No one's ever said that.
That could.
ridiculous.
I've heard that it can be pretty shitty as far as weather conditions, because that's like
it's early, right? In
freezing,
Yeah.
but also like I think that's the mud season in Vermont.
Yep.
So yeah, it's April 29th. So it could be either snowing or it could be warm.
What about the Vermont Monster? Have any of you guys heard about this? The Vermont Monster? Those are just some things that were mentioned like in our Strava club when I asked people what they were doing. People mentioned a lot of the ones that we were talking about. D2R2, Unbound. Like Unbound is that already done? Where you sign up for it?
Yeah, the lottery
I
already
think
The lottery's already
closed.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of there's a few different like lengths of that. Interesting, like someone mentioned any non-gravel events, and we talked about Jamestown, and we talked about Greylock. Greylock isn't local, right? It's like out in like Western Mass, but it seems to be the majority of events. Is it just our perception? Are gravel events like where are the local road events?
They're out there. I mean, if you look on Bike Reg, I think the Frozen 4 Crit Series, which is out in Connecticut, that should start early March, I believe.
Is that on a closed course? Is that like in a business park? What?
I think it's in a business park type deal. So that'll be coming up. Our local Ninacrit.
It should be called Ninacrit. It's not.
It should
if
be.
they don't, I swear to God.
I swear to God.
That used to be one of the first races of the season.
Yeah.
But they actually moved it after
Right.
COVID to, I think it's in June now.
Yeah.
But the road calendar has been shrinking.
Yeah.
But there's still some really good ones. If anybody wants to race road, I recommend the 2 Vermont stage races, Killington stage race and Green Mountain.
Yep.
If you want to talk about races that are worth the price, you get like
Right.
3 days of racing for the same price as some of those gravel
Sounds great.
events.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Green Mountain looks really fun.
Yeah, and it's really incredible. You get to, some summit finishes, going over the Appalachian
And the
Gap
crit
and
in
things like that.
Burlington.
Yeah, really good time.
That's one of the stages, right?
It's the last
In
day, I
Burlington.
think.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you've done both of them.
I have.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. For some reason, to me, they seem more intimidating than like
Definitely.
Overland.
Yeah,
Are there different categories?
Yeah, I think that's one of the sort of the barriers to entry with road racing is that you have to start. It used to be you had to start as a Cat 5 and do 10 races before you could race as a Cat 4. Now they let you jump.
You just plus yourself up.
Yeah, now they let you
if you're
jump
feeling
that.
good. Yeah, if you're lying to yourself about your FTP,
Take
you're like,
out-
you know what? I am a Cat 4.
Take out the whole field in a
Yeah. Yeah. Just because you were feeling good on the day that you registered for something.
Yeah. But in some ways, I mean, they are like, there's the categories that can be more intimidating, but you do get, I think, a little more, it's not like a huge mass start that you get at like an Overland or something like that,
Right.
where you have 500 people going off at once. Instead, you racing with at most
Like 20?
75,
Okay.
60, 75 tends to be the field limit. And they're generally, because of the categories, they are people of your same skill level most of the time.
Gotcha.
And you've got like race referees and marshals, police out on the course, closing the intersections as you go through. So it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I mean, you hope. Fucking, it just makes you think of the cops and cystic fibrosis, right? They're so bad.
I think they just weren't ready for us, but any
hilarious.
excuse.
That's fine. Good, no, so I agree that they weren't ready for us, right? But like, we were averaging like 20 miles per hour on flat roads. It's not like absurd to think that we're going to be there in that amount of time. It's simple math.
Remember the cops sitting in the bike?
Yeah,
Lane.
parked in the bike lane,
God.
and then like saw us coming and was like, "Oh shit!" and then like rushed forward to the light. Yeah, just fools.
When is the stage race? That's like
Killington is Labor Day weekend, or no, sorry, Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
And Green Mountain's Labor Day weekend.
right. Man, that would be.
You doing it?
I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
Are you guys trying to do some crits this year?
Yeah,
I'm not.
I am.
Fuck no.
Hell yeah.
Jeremy
For
is?
sure, yeah. I'm gonna
He
do.
says it with like a little devilish smile.
I'm
On his
gonna
face.
do
You notice?
Wells Ave and
wanna
see
do
if I
Wells
get
Ave?
spanked.
That's in Massachusetts, yes.
Yeah.
It happens
Yeah.
more than once
Newton.
too, right? It's not just once a year.
Right. Yeah.
What about Ninegrit?
I'll be doing Wednesday night Ninegrit crits this year.
Yeah,
Definitely.
now technically that's a training crit, right?
It is.
It's put on by MBX. It's similar to like their cyclocross training, but it's for. But there's also like one big event there. It used to be called Sunshine Crit, not anymore.
No, it's still Sunshine.
That's what
Yeah.
it's called. That's the one
Sunshine.
that moved later in the year.
Correct.
They got to stop doing Wednesday nights. Because
Yeah, it conflicts. Yeah. Sorry, they're not going to
everything
move
up.
it for you. I know you want them to. They're not going to.
Even the cross ones are Wednesday.
Our
nights.
Wednesday nights, yeah.
Yeah.
Must be a good night that works for Matt.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You should ask them if they can change it for you.
I'm gonna.
Just email them. Write them a letter.
Just start our own.
No, so I was sort of thinking the same thing. You don't necessarily need to do it at night, but like that's a prime spot, right? How do they must be? And I mean, I don't want to go out on like a tangent of things that we don't know about, but like they must be getting permits and stuff to have that there.
I know with Wells Ave that they do have to have a cop on site because
I'm out.
it's a road. I don't know with Ninegrit though, because that's just a
Right.
closed
You can
just go there.
circuit. I don't
Right.
think you need a cop. Maybe you have to have an ambulance present.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, people are signing waivers, I assume.
Yeah.
At Cross they are. Yeah. So
I think, yeah, that would just be so no one can like
right, and because you're also paying, it's like $5
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
entry or something.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, if you want to go practice crits, the Ninacrit in Ninegrit, Charleston, Rhode Island on Wednesday nights is like great because
Yeah.
it's like just like you crash out in the grass and I mean I've never done it, but Brian crashed into Nate there.
Yeah, you crash out on the grass.
So yeah, is there any
see.
other events you guys thinking of or like looking forward to this year? Anything come to mind?
I was just thinking of, what was it? Oh, if Plymouth happened again, would you do it?
Oh.
Yeah,
so
Noah was just talking about that.
I'm like
yesterday.
80% yes, even if it's the same course.
I'll do
Yeah.
it. Fuck it.
But if they change the course at all, 100% I'll do it.
You got to do that.
What didn't you like
is.
about?
So it
fucking sand.
wasn't the first mile of sand,
Holy
nor was it the
fuck.
second mile of sand. It might have been the third mile of sand, but by the fourth mile of sand through the seventh, I was pretty fucking pissed. I was pretty pissed. The best would be because you'd go
As
on
far as the eye could see.
and there were some like remember like the first time it ended, and you were like stupidly,
Finally,
"It's
that's
done.
over.
It's done, and then like in a quarter mile, it's just back. It sucked.
That
And
just
it was
crushed
so hot
me.
out.
It was
That
very
was
hot.
that was
was very
the
hot.
first time I got a cramp. My calf,
Oh, really?
my quad,
Yeah.
completely cramped up.
Noah flies by me like right in the brush, like with all the skill.
Yeah. I never drink water. We know this.
Yeah, it's
I crushed 2 water bottles just in that first sand stretch.
yeah.
And I felt like I was lost in the desert. We probably talked about that.
Overhydrated?
No.
Overhydrated. Your body's never seen so much water.
I'm like walking like this. Took my jersey
is-
off, tied it around my head.
It is better now knowing that because I would totally pace that ride differently.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Because we
hammered
were
on the
fucking
road.
hammering.
Yeah, we hammered on the road.
Yeah, I dropped
Flying.
both of my water bottles at the same time and lost you guys. I was like, then never catching them again.
It was fucking brutal. I remember I came up to like several people at a dead stop with their head on their handlebars.
It was hot.
And I was
Oh,
just like, "Are you okay?" They're just like, "Yeah, it's just some cramping up." Like people laying on the side.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
And like, if you were just like far in the back and you just passed out, had a heat stroke or something, you were
Yeah.
just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, middle of Miles Standish
You just
State
be-
Forest.
Yeah. Dead.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would do it again.
Any other like specific
With that being said, I'll
bigger
do it
any
again.
like specific bigger picture goals or anything for the year? Anything like specific that anyone could think of?
Yeah. I want to do the VTXL,
Oh hell yeah,
which is the 300 mile
yeah, corner
course.
to corner.
Yeah. Haven't decided if I want to do it as like a bike packing thing or if I want to be really crazy and just do it as one shot.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
See how.
Funny you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian and I have been talking about that exact thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do it both ways,
Okay.
so I don't have to drive to the north part. Just want to start in the south, go to the north, and then come back.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess that's I could be convinced to do it in one direction. I would like to do it. I would like to like do it hard.
For me, it would. I think my goal was a 300-mile ride, and it would be to do that as the 300-mile ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also would like to do the 300-mile ride here, the route that I
That
made
too. Yeah.
of the 200-mile. So I just took our 200-mile route and like added more turns.
Yeah.
Added 100 miles worth of more turns. So it's basically the still
Just.
route. It doesn't cross over each other anywhere.
Holy
It's only
shit.
in Rhode Island.
Jesus.
And it's
Does
300
it go
miles.
through Providence?
Nah.
How?
It's still the same area. It
Damn.
doesn't go through. It's not what I call the bad route, which I'm not calling you out, but y'all did the bad route.
They're all bad.
So yeah, every route is bad, and I'm gonna try to pull it up. But yeah, I would like to do a 300-mile ride, but I would like to do a 300-mile ride similar to the way that we did the 200-mile, like not hammer it. But
Right.
I also want to do like a super like endurance. To me, that's what is really appealing for me. Is like long endurance stuff.
Yeah.
So like a 300-mile ride in like maybe one shot or like with one night of sleeping,
Yeah.
or 6 hours of sleeping or something.
That's my thing
Would
with
be
the VTXL is like I would love to treat it as almost an Unbound XL thing, but then also I'm like going between that or like also doing it in 2 days. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like
Yeah, I've had a debate like, do I pack a sleeping bag just in case I want to decide to crash? Or
well,
if I don't have
oddly
it,
enough,
then
it goes by my mom's house,
Okay.
And
just like every other
wow.
ride
Yeah.
in Vermont.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to do it with any
So
extra
there is
on.
Right.
I don't think it's like till over 200 some miles, but there is a bailout
Sure.
option, I guess, or a place to stay should there have to be one. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would be really cool to try and hit it in one shot. But I don't remember the elevation, but I think it's pretty gnarly.
It's 25,000 for the 300.
Over 300.
30,000.
30,000?
It's 30,000 feet of climbing.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh.
It's basically an Everest.
Here it is.
And a triple century.
30,600 feet.
Yeah.
90% unpaved. Difficulty 6 out of 10. They recommend doing it in 4 to 6 days.
Fuck recommendations.
Yeah.
So are we doing it or are we just
We,
fucking talking about it?
No, I want to do it.
Oh, definitely want to do it. I think it's a matter of figuring out how we want to do it.
Yeah. I think
1 day, 2 days,
fastest known time is
20.
20 something
I
hours.
think Ted King did it.
No, Ted. There was a kid who beat Ted King's
Oh, really?
record. Yeah, by like an hour or two. So I want to say I think Ted did it in 22, and he did it in 21
Better
or
get
20.
some long rides in now.
Yeah.
right.
There is the New England Randonneurs do a 400K from Woodstock, Vermont to the Canadian border and back.
That's about
It's all paved.
250 miles, right?
But exactly. Yeah.
It's all paved.
Yes.
Is it supported?
There are what do they call them? Kind of like checkpoints
Yeah.
where you have to go get your card stamped.
Yeah.
And they'll have like bananas and cookies and things like that.
Yeah.
So somewhat supported.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do something like that. Just not necessarily racing anyone else but yourself, or like
Right.
racing a clock, or but
Yeah, there's a pretty big time limit. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess now we have to fucking do something about it because it's on the podcast. I wasn't going to talk about it, but
You can always edit it out.
yeah, I guess. So next, I would like to talk about Zwift. I got Zwift.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
I got Zwift.
Now he loves talking about it.
Listen, that fucking attitude that you just had with me, I do not care for it one bit.
I'm excited about this.
I do not care for it one bit. I put together these fucking notes that I'm looking at in front of me. Unbelievable. So you know what I do love talking about? That I rode up my bike outside every fucking day in December.
Yeah, you're a beast.
And I'm fucking very proud of that.
You did
But
do that.
I caved and I bought a trainer right afterwards. I bought a Zwift hub. I have Zwift. I've probably used it maybe 10 times. Not even 10 times, I don't think. I did ride on it today. And I do think that it is good for what it is. It's very hard for me to stay motivated on it personally. Today I wanted to do 90 minutes of recovery. I ended up only doing 50 minutes because I could not convince myself to do the other 40 minutes.
Yeah.
There was like maybe a 3-minute stretch where I was like really like, okay, I found a groove. But like the 3-minute stretch was the longest stretch of like me finding a groove. There were other shorter stretches, but like, I don't know if it's just because I'm distracted because my phone's right there, or I'm going to sit up for a little bit. And even at like a recovery pace on ERG mode at like 160 watts, which I think is the ERG mode is like the coolest fucking thing about it. That you can just like say, I want to do this for this long. And no matter how fast you spin, it's going to match it. You cannot match that on the road. There's nothing like similar to that on the road. So that for training purposes, I do think it's like an amazing tool. I have no sort of interaction with any other type of smart trainers, but I do think the Zwift hub is like solid for what it is. Like it was really easy to set up. It is like the cheapest in that range of trainers.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
And wow, Harry's stuck on the light. Harry, made me nervous.
That comes with a cassette too, right?
It came with a cassette on it. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great
And
deal.
it was like 4 bolts just to attach the feet to it, and either quick release or through axle, and that was it. It was really easy. So I will say that like I still would rather ride outside, which I think a lot of people would rather ride outside. I don't think that's really up for debate. But it's definitely not like my favorite thing, and it is hard for me to stay on it because like. And I know I've said this before, if I'm 20 miles from home, I need to ride my bike home. But if I'm 20 miles into a ride on Zwift, I can just fucking unclip and like just like, go hit my bowl or whatever. It's like way too easy. It's too easy to like be lazy. So
yeah, I think Ryan said it in the group chat.
Yeah,
better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing at all.
I feel like that's the best. Yeah,
I asked our WhatsApp chat for 5 words or less review of riding inside, and Ryan, that's what Ryan said was better than nothing at all. everyone here has been on Zwift for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Similar thoughts? Do you like it? Do you feel like you like it more than I'm putting across? Like Jeremy, you rode on Zwift today.
Yeah, I think I like it more when I'm actually like setting some sort of goal or like training towards something.
Okay.
So,
Are you right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so good. Yeah. And so you're into it more.
Yeah, because just like getting on and just doing mindless miles and just watching TV.
Yeah.
It feels like time just drags by. Like I did I've been doing the Road to Sky route, which is just like the highest point in Zwift.
Mm-hmm.
Just to like, I feel like I need to get better at climbing quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like put that on, and an hour and a half goes by like nothing. I feel like, because you're not really focusing on the time, you're just focusing on like breathing and just being efficient with how you ride your bike.
Right.
But before, like back at the beginning of last year, when I was trying to be more consistent with riding, I was just hopping on, joining a group ride, and then just riding for just those mindless miles.
Yeah.
And there were some days where it felt like the time was going by quick, but it was just kind of repetitive. And I just had to like trick myself into getting on this thing. I would have to like, I just got to put my bib shoes on, put my shoes on, just like, just shut my brain off. And then until I'm like sitting on the train, like, how did I get here?
Yeah. Then you're in it.
Yeah. But now I feel like having some sort of goal in mind, it's definitely like a great training tool. And like you said, like you can't replicate that on the road necessarily. No. I mean, it doesn't mimic the road, how like a bike feels, but you get strong quicker because you can stick to like some sort of regiment.
Yeah. I mean, it's generally easier to get ready. With you're putting on less clothes, like, you're just going to throw on like a base layer and some shorts, your heart rate monitor or whatever. So I understand that. It's just like, I don't know. I still will choose to ride in the rain. Like if it, time permits and like, it's not raining that bad and it's not that cold, but I don't know, Cal, like I think the other day you said you were going to punish yourself on Zwift. Like, do you feel like it is a punishment generally?
Yes and no. I think that day in particular, I had we were going to go outside and ride together, and I was feeling bad that I had bailed on the ride.
Yeah, it was raining.
Because of the weather. It was kind of freezing rain.
Yeah, my ankles were swollen and like red afterwards because there was so freezing rain.
Yeah, it's cold when you get in the shower afterwards and your feet hurt
toes
so
hurt.
bad.
Yeah.
I had to sit down. I mean, I sit down in the shower a lot, but
wow,
I like had to sit down because my feet.
Do you have a chair in there?
No.
You sat down in the shower at the church on the bikepacking trip.
Yeah, you gotta
remember that.
You sit down shower.
That's
where
it's
at.
Had a chair though.
Yeah, that had the little thing that folded up against the wall.
Yeah.
Ideal.
The accessible chair.
But yeah, sometimes you got to sit down in the shower,
There's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, my feet were hurting so bad from one of the rides that we did. It was that gravel ride that we did with Noah a couple weeks ago. My feet were so cold for a long time. I got in the shower and I'm just like standing up and I felt pins and needles in my feet so bad I had to like sit down and like take a break.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
So that's what you were trying to avoid that day.
Yeah, that actually 2 hours was the longest I've ever been on Zwift. I tend to keep it just to an hour 15 most of the time. But to be honest, years past, I've always found it hard to motivate myself in January in particular, both indoors and out. This year I've been pretty proud of myself because I have been doing at least 100 miles on Zwift a week.
Hell yeah.
And the Tuesday night rides that we have together, the club rides, those have been great.
Yeah, they're fun.
Normally I only feel like I have the energy to get on the trainer in the morning before work, but knowing that there's going to be other people on in the evenings are great. And I do feel really good after I get off. So riding the trainer is one of those things that I find a hard time motivating myself to get on it. But once I do put in the time, I feel really good afterwards. So,
Brian,
you love it.
I love it.
No, I don't know.
No, I've actually been trying to steer away from Zwift this year. So I started using Wahoo system.
Yep.
And I would say Zwift has it down for races and like social rides, whereas Wahoo is way more motivating if you want to do like training plans.
Yeah.
Because I've done Training Peak, I've never had a coach, so I've always just been trying to figure out myself what to do. And Zwift has absolutely no direction at all for training plans.
Yeah. It's not catered. You're just picking like a random plan.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there are plans, but I've heard they're not like the best. Like they try to, I think they can like overwork you. They're not like planned out the best. And then I've tried Training Peaks plans. Those were cool. But then once I got into Wahoo, I love that it incorporates, it's more than cycling. There's also like swimming and yoga and running and weight training, but it's cool because you can do a plan and then it will add, and then you can also do weight training, yoga, and mental training, which has been really cool.
Telekinesis.
Yeah, so like shows you how to like bend spoons and shit.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Swift doesn't have that.
No.
Oh fuck.
But the mental training is really cool because I've actually found myself like going back to that during harder intervals.
Oh, interesting.
How
does that work?
So they have you print out a workbook, and then there's like, it's like an audio book.
Give you homework.
Yeah.
Swift doesn't do that.
It's basically an audio book. So like it will, there's different things that you do, and it will like ask you questions. You write the stuff down, and then there's like, it just tells you how to speak to yourself during hard efforts.
Yep.
And then while you're doing the intervals, depending on, some of them don't have videos, but it'll have like text on the screen. Like the intervals I did today, it will like tell you like, what does it say here? Takes you through 6 different mental toughness tasks. Will teach you how to focus, use positive self-talk, and see an image of future you while pushing through the suffering.
So this is not while you're not riding while you're.
No, this is while you're riding.
You are riding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I did 6 5-minute threshold intervals today with anaerobic sprints before and after them. And it like tells you, okay, now for this interval, think about this. Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's really cool. And then the way
you choose negative reinforcement, because that's what I really respond well to. Fuck you, coward. Fuck you.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, you will not get it to the end of this segment. Yeah.
But I like that it takes your individual strengths and then works the workouts around that.
That's cool.
Which I think like
just
Zwift
seems a lot more catered to yourself.
Yeah, like Zwift will just take your FTP and then
say this is a recovery ride.
Everything else.
This is an endurance ride.
Yeah. But I like it all. I just think as far as like I'm trying to actually do a plan, and I am starting a plan for Notchog.
Yeah.
That's like catered to an 100-mile gravel ride.
Yeah. Nice. How long is that plan? How many weeks?
It's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be longer than what this is because
we're about 10 weeks away.
Yeah, I think 8 weeks or something.
Yeah,
but it will compact it down.
Oh, it will, because you give it a date.
You give it the date of the event, and then it will.
Oh, interesting.
And then you pick how many hours a week.
Yeah,
but I think it's the coolest one that I've found so far.
Yeah, I want to try it
after doing it for a couple of years. But as far as like races and stuff, Zwift is.
I haven't done any races
really
yet.
Fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I will admit that when I'm on Zwift, I do tend to just daydream about like Ninacrit and and beating some people we know who I won't mention by name.
The crit races on Zwift are a lot of fun. It's basically like just 25 minutes of as hard as you can possibly go.
Yeah,
which is a really good workout.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it is a good workout. It's interesting. Like so I mentioned it earlier. I asked the WhatsApp chat for 5 words or less. Most of them are not positive, right? Most of them are like, they're sort of putting up with something, right? Like, boring and lonely, another tool in our pocket.
Boring and lonely.
Yeah, that's what Lucy said, boring and lonely. John M. said can be addictive. So that's sort of positive, right? Mm-hmm. Jeff LaPierre said specific training when time crunched, right? So it's all like, well, it works because it works. Except for Jake, who said 2 things. He said game changer for getting stronger, which is just like very straightforward, and I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I actually enjoy it was his second option. And I found that was what I was talking about when I had those moments of like actually enjoying it. But to me, the moments are few and far between, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people like Jake who have that similar background. Like he came from triathlon,
Right.
And there are people who love structured training.
Yeah.
Love being able to do an FTP test every month and
Yep.
seeing the
progress
numbers go up and
yeah.
finding that really rewarding.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're one of those people,
Right.
it's great for you.
Oh yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm hoping to see. Power going up.
Mhm.
There's one I didn't mention. I had a couple honorable mentions here. Some people didn't follow the prompt. Of course, you asked for people 5 words or less, and they were like diatribes. Fucking Jeremy over here says, "Shit, I forgot a towel." That was funny. That was good. And then Cal Roberti said, "Buy warm cycling gear," which isn't really like, it's 5 words, but it's really, not really in the spirit of the question.
Oh, like ride outside.
Yeah,
Just
ride
like
outside.
don't
Yeah.
ride on Swift.
Yeah.
It's actually,
don't write on
that's
it.
4 words.
Yeah, I said 5 or less.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed this.
Sorry.
I have the chat on silent, and I always forget about it.
Honestly, sometimes we're better off. All of us.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy. Shit, I forgot a towel. That sucks.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. It is good, right? It works for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, and I'm still new to it too.
I will say one more cool thing about Wahoo is you can upload a real route and ride it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's called Magic Roads.
Brian St. Pierre just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can upload a route and like ride it and train on it and stuff.
Right.
And AI just replicates the road.
Yeah, it does all the gradient and all that. So if you
Which is pretty cool.
If you wanted to climb Greylock, you could upload that
Oh hell yeah.
segment and go do it.
Awesome.
Which is cool. Like that's like great training for something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So yeah. Next, I want to talk about recently participated in a case study at URI. I have the case study in front of me, but I spoke to a class at the University of Rhode Island, which is like a local university, I guess. It's not too far from here. And it was with a communication class or like a media and advertising class. It's communications 445 from the fall 2022 semester. And so they were looking for, right, they do media advertising, and they were looking for like local or like up and coming brands. And person that teaches the class reached out, and I like presented It's Just a Hill to the class. And I sort of just answered a bunch of questions. The professor, Justin, he was great. He gave like a rundown of the club and sort of like what we stand by. I think they like had a chance to like look at the website and look at our YouTube and stuff, but they got back to me with like results for the case study. And I thought it'd be interesting to like, just like talk about what their perspective was like, right. Being a class from URI. So in this report, it summarizes the major findings from the class case study on marketing and advertising for It's Just a Hill. The summary below includes findings from the individual student projects and group class discussion on the case study. So most of these students are not avid bicyclists, right? That's one of the first things they said. Their ideas are focused mostly on creating more of a space within the club for those just starting. So that seemed to be most of the feedback was like, I think they thought that like our website and our video was like intimidating, which is interesting. Like, because I don't think that we're necessarily the most intimidating group of like local cyclists, but it can be like, if you're new to it or you don't know anything about it, it can be intimidating to see people going fast in tight clothes,
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine up in Boston said that also, that she thought that we seemed intense.
Yeah. In what way?
I didn't really dig into it, but just that, yeah, I think that, I don't know, maybe we were really determined, very,
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I look back now on like the first video that we put out, and I think it is a lot more intense than it needed to be,
What was the first video?
It was the one that we shot, like it was like a colder, rainy day,
Yep.
and like the music is like a little bit like, it's just like driven, it's like a little bit harder. It doesn't it seems like we're more of like a race team than like an opening like club. And sure, you're looking back on something like almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And like how you want to be perceived. Like something that I've thought about recently is like, when we first started the club, I came up with this mission statement, and it's almost like it even plays at the beginning of the podcast, but I don't even know if I want it to play at the beginning of the podcast anymore. It seems almost like too wordy or like too on the nose. Like I've been thinking about like, I want to still stand for the same things, but like, is a 5-sentence mission statement really like worth it? Or can you just say something as simple as like don't judge a bike by its bar tape, right? Like to me, that's truly like what like, because I've had some people, not to like get away from the case study, right? But like we talk about inclusion in the club a lot. And I say that like, there's no gatekeeping, right? It's for everyone. People have like used that against me now, like either on the WhatsApp chat or like, cause I'll be quick to like stand up against something that I feel like is like against our mission statement.
Sure.
And they'll be like, oh, well, you're not very welcoming. I'm like, yeah, well, you're being an asshole. Like, like that's where you draw the line, right? Like, so don't judge a bike by its bar tape is like, don't judge a book by its cover, right? But like, once you get to learn, like if someone's an asshole, then like they deserve to be like put in check, I think, you know?
Yeah.
But I almost feel like people will use that like, oh, you're really inclusive. Like, yeah, well, like you're the one that's like drawing a line in the sand here, you know? Like, so that makes me also think about like the intimidating factor, you know, or like coming across to like, is it too pushy to like have a mission? I don't know. I hate to like get away from the case study because that isn't even mentioned really here. They just, another thing that they talk about is they want it to be more of like a more than just a cycling club, but like a healthy way to like build strong friendships. And they think like we should like build an app, you know, like it's just interesting to get the perspective like from not only mostly like younger people, at least people like 10 plus years younger than me. And they talk about like getting involved with like local like pro social organizations, which I would like love to do, even just like pro like local like there's like the Bike Collective, Rhode Island Bike Collective, right? RIBC, or like even what like Donnie does with 1PVD, or like I would love to do more stuff like community stuff like that, and not just free group rides, you know, because I do think that we offer a good amount of rides for different types of riders, right? Like from beginners to people who want to ride more like us. But I think there's a way of, I don't know, including more people who like are bike curious, not even like want to like necessarily even have it. I don't know. Like, what do you like? Is it worth like reaching out to something bigger than, you know, than that? Like, I don't know.
I mean, like you mentioned with the 1PVD thing, like Donnie, they're doing, I think it's this weekend. They're doing like cyclocross watch parties at Revival. Yeah. Just stuff like that is cool.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, I would love to do more stuff like that. I mean, we like, I don't know if I don't think there's a cover charge for something like that. You know, it's hard because we don't do anything that like charges people. Like I would like to do more events like that are actually organized and people might pay for, hopefully not fucking $125. I guess I'll be like biting my tongue when you realize like how much money really goes into organizing something like that, because, you know, it is a lot of work, I'm sure. But like at the same time, like putting those profits towards like a, you know, something that helps get more people on bikes. Like how do we really, you know, something that we've talked about like in our group chat before, like safety in cycling, or like building like a bike path, like where the Jamestown Bridge is or the Newport Bridge is. That's something that's been talked about recently. Like how do you get more people to feel safe on bikes? Because I think that's what has a lot to do with it. People don't feel safe, so they don't do it. You know, like it's not a safe hobby, I don't think. Yeah, I guess I don't even really know if we need to talk about it too much more. It's like too serious of a subject to like talk about. Like I like to have fun on the podcast, you know, like not talk about like the inner workings of It's Just a Hill. But I do think it's interesting to like, you know, see how far we've come and how we can continue to grow without it like becoming stale, you know, because like that's what I'm afraid of. Like is the mission statement at the beginning of the podcast, has it become stale, you know?
No, I don't know. I think you guys have, I mean, and all of us have done a great job of, it does seem like, you know, because when I first moved here, the club was just starting off. Yeah. And it does seem like you have a pretty huge reach among the local, especially South County cyclists down here. I don't know how many people are on that WhatsApp chat and stuff. Or
I don't know about the WhatsApp chat.
Yeah. Do you keep track of? You should keep track of how many people show up to group rides.
Yeah, I do. Well, I guess I don't like have notes of it specifically. Yeah. You know, I could give you a pretty good range, and I think would be easy enough to find out just by going on Strava and seeing who else has ridden with. You know,
sure.
I'm definitely like proud of what we've done, you know, and like the amount that we've grown. I think our biggest like group or like online presence is basically like through Strava. I mean, we probably have more Instagram followers, I guess, but that doesn't necessarily correlate the same way because it's not like riders. Like Strava is riders for the most part, right? But yeah, it's like, I don't know, like it's just interesting to hear from these people who like have little to nothing to do with cycling. Like I just explained to them that like cycling is not, I wouldn't even say it's mostly people like us. You know, it's mostly people a generation older than us, and mostly males. And I explained that to them, and they very much were like, yeah, that's what we know it as. Just like our dads or like our dad or like dudes their age, you know? So like, I mean, I wouldn't say that like we're like super fucking hip, but compared to local cyclists, like we're fucking a lot hipper.
Yeah.
Than them, you know?
Thing that I noticed in like Europe, especially, is it seems like a lot younger of a crowd, or maybe that's just like from a social media perspective. But it seems like way cooler over there. I don't know if that's because of scenery or just like the culture is more.
I think it's.
I would say it's also the infrastructure.
It's bike friendly.
Right. Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
but
I think it's bike friendly. It doesn't seem cool here.
It
seems fucking lame.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think.
Well, it depends on what subculture you're a part of. I'd say like
there are a lot of bike haters around.
Oh yeah,
but even back in the 2000s, if you were living in Cambridge and rode a single speed or a fixed gear, you were cool.
Sure.
So there has always been that kind of like hipster subculture,
right? Which is different than like getting on a fast like road bike and Yeah. All right. One thing before we get out of here, I want to do a quick jersey review of this jersey. I have this jersey here, and I want to break it down. I have all these random jerseys that my dad gave me.
Does have donuts on it?
Here.
Oh, it does.
It does have donuts on it.
Fat bastard.
This is the Fat Bastard cycling team jersey. Feel free to pass it around.
What the hell?
I think it's like a size large. It's definitely like a club fit. It's bright blue. If you're listening and you're not watching the video, it is bright blue.
You gotta make it visible
with orange. Thank you, Jeremy. Fat Bastard cycling team. It's got a bunch of donuts on it. Fat Bastard is a beer. Is that right?
I don't know.
No, that's Fat Tire. What is? So this is Fat Bastard cycling team. And my dad gave this to me.
Yeah.
This is going to be a new thing on the podcast. I've got about 20 jerseys we can review.
Wow.
And Brian, you're taking a picture of it. What do you think? Is there a donut that stands out to you? What do you think of the designs of this jersey? There aren't enough local club kits that have blue and orange. That's a lie. There are 3 in southern New England.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 4 actually that I can think of that use these colors.
I like the sprinkled donuts. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Cal,
Cal, no, go ahead, Brian.
no, you guys go first, and then
Cal, what are your thoughts on this jersey here?
Oh boy, I mean, I would go for the powdered donut personally.
Okay. Yeah. Would you wear a jersey like this?
Probably not. No.
Too flashy.
Not even that, but I don't know.
I don't know how to explain it, but the donuts, they look like they're upside down.
what the hell?
They're just 2D donuts, screen printed onto Lycra, and they look like they're upside down.
I suppose the orange does add some little visibility out on the road.
Yeah, true.
Where do you get this? Did you say this already?
I don't know. I have no idea where he got it.
Huh.
He thinks, honestly, I think it's good content for the podcast, Got some old books that he gave me about cycling and now these jerseys. He's upset I got to get him on the podcast. Ooh.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I've been talking about it for a year. Never done it.
Man, well, I have one of his Sarah Lee jerseys.
Yeah, I got one of those in the box over there too. Yeah,
that thing's crazy.
A whole box full of jerseys.
Yeah, there's a box full of jerseys.
Wow, stay tuned. You'll see them all.
Yep, it's gonna be great. I put this one on. It's awful.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
just unflattering.
Yeah, it's just like
looks very boxy.
It's boxy. There are weird short sleeves.
Yeah, the sleeves look.
It's got a ride
short. Is there a donut pocket?
There should be an extra pocket, a lined pocket for your donut.
A donut pocket. There's no
How old is this?
There's no
not that old.
Thing
5,
to keep
10
it
years
from
maybe?
riding up on you.
Oh yeah, at the bottom.
Grippers, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like when I first started riding and I got like a Pearl Izumi jersey, because it was like $45 at REI.
Yeah, look at these pockets.
That's what it looks
Those
like.
Are horrible.
Yeah, those pockets are really going to hang down super low. And the thing that's going to be disappointing is you're wearing donuts, but there's not a donut in your back pocket. Probably not. Like, I've eaten a lot of donuts on my bike.
See,
I've
if
never
I
put one in
designed
my
this, I
back
would have
pocket.
made it look like there was like a half-eaten donut coming out of the pocket.
There you go. Well, the Fat Bastard Cycling Team should have hired you instead. You think it has any association with the Austin Powers character?
Oh, maybe.
That's
probably
in
where-
my belly.
That probably had some sort of influence on this jersey.
I don't remember eating any corn.
I love cycling clubs that are like, we're old, like we're fat, we're slow. I love those types of dudes, There's like that local club that like isn't IJAH, but they're OJAH. What does it stand for?
Oh,
Jeepers.
golly, it's
Oh,
just a
Jeepers,
hill.
another hill.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. OG.
So is that like a parody club? Did they do that intentionally?
Are they a parody
It
club?
seems like it.
Should have
Yeah.
mentioned that in the case
It's a bunch
study.
of doppelgangers.
Yeah. Man, I should have actually. Speaking of case study, I should call a lawyer. Really
Cease and
close.
desist.
Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, I would if I had to rate this jersey. I'm giving it 3 out of 10. Cal,
It's generous.
Yeah, two out of 10.
2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm a 2 too.
2 out of 10. Brian,
Yeah. As far as actually wearing it, yeah, I'd give it like a 1.5 out of 10. But
oh yeah.
for
Oh,
like
I'm never wearing
a
it.
comical level, I give it
Yeah.
like an 8.
Yeah, it's fun to look at. It was fun to talk about. I'll pin it on the wall behind us so it's up there forever. All right. Does anyone have anything else they want to share before we get out of here? No. Thanks for thanks for telling the world about the VTXL thing. Guess we're doing it. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Decaf left, regular right. Decaf left, regular right. It's very challenging work.